gibt ja auch schöne Ecken.
Ja, willkommen und zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Schöne Ecken. Ich bin weiterhin auf Reisen, auf meiner Tour durch Portugal und Spanien. Mittlerweile angekommen in Barcelona. Ich habe hier zwei ganz interessante Stationen noch auf der Liste. Diese werde ich mit Gästen bestreiten und mit Interviews quasi füllen. Eins vorweg, die nächsten beiden Folgen werden wahrscheinlich in Englisch aufgenommen werden. Ich habe das vor ein paar Jahren mal versucht mit Synchrondolmetschen. Das hat nicht gut funktioniert, deswegen gibt es das auch nicht wieder. Ich denke, das ist aber auch gar kein Problem für unsere Hörerinnen und Hörer, hier einfach auf Englisch zu hören. Falls doch, dann geht es in spätestens 3 Folgen in der gewohnten Sprache weiter. Ich werde jetzt gleich klingeln bei Ricardo Bofill, seinem Atelier in Barcelona. Das ist ein Architekt in Spanien, ein spanischer Architekt, der in den, ich glaube, 60er, 70er, 80er, 90er, 2000ern stark gewirkt hat. Mittlerweile, glaube ich, ein Alter erreicht hat, wo man sich etwas zurückzieht. Und ich möchte sein Atelier besichtigen, das sich La Fábrica nennt. Eine ehemalige Zementfabrik. Ziemlich toll, ziemlich spannender Bau von den Luftbildern, die ich gesehen habe. Das ist etwas, was ich gerne mal sehen möchte. Und ich habe jetzt einen Termin mit der Marketingmanagerin Serena Vergano. Und sie wird mich hoffentlich gleich durch die Anlage führen. Ich werde jetzt gleich erstmal klingeln und mich in diese etwas zurückgezogene, von Hecken eingefasste ehemalige Fabrik entsprechend versuchen hineinzubewegen. Den Eingang habe ich schon gefunden. Der ist hier vorne gleich. Mal schauen, wie das wird. Hi, I've got an appointment with Serena Vergano. Cornelis, yeah, podcast from Germany.
Because Serena is not here today.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll find a way, yeah. Ja, wie ihr vielleicht eben schon mitbekommen habt, meine Ansprechpartnerin ist gar nicht im Haus. Und wir werden mal schauen, ob es jemanden gibt, der etwas zur Geschichte des Gebäudes, der Anlage und auch das Studio von Ricardo Bofill erzählen kann. Ansonsten würde ich gleich einfach ein paar Fotos machen und eventuell später nochmal von der Folge berichten. Wir schauen mal, was hier möglich ist. Ne? Ich stehe jetzt hier im Innenhof zwischen mehreren Zementtürmen oder was immer das auch konkret heißt. Und ja.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna do it.
Okay,
because
wonderful.
There's really nobody else that
Okay,
can do
it's
it
no
right
problem.
now. So
We try just maybe should do a short introduction of yourself so people know who you are.
Okay.
If you like.
Yeah.
The name.
I'm Maria.
Yeah.
Maria Bernat is my name.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Cornelis
Okay.
Carter.
Okay.
The name is it's a fun story. 2 Dutch painter, Escher and Mondrian.
Okay.
The second name of them is Cornelis. Nobody knows that. So it's a fun name.
So,
But there's
yeah.
Maria, it's nice too.
Maria is a regular Spanish typical
Yeah,
name,
but
very
wonderful and short.
Catholic name.
That's true. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're in an abandoned cement factory. In
Yeah.
the 70s it was abandoned. Barcelona was growing,
Yeah.
so the city grew to the outskirts, and it was getting this area that we are right now, that is called Sant Just, was getting residential. So they didn't want to have a factory in a residential area.
Yeah.
And Ricardo took the opportunity to buy the lot of the factory and the factory itself, and maintained part of it, which is what we see now. That is maybe 10% of what existed.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
it was huge, and it's now basically divided into 3 parts. The silos, which are the cylindrical buildings, and they conform the offices. And then we have the Cathedrale, or what we call La Cathedrale, which is cathedral in Spanish, which is used to be the nucleus of the factory. So it's where products were mixed and cement was taken to other places or sent away. We're gonna visit the offices and the Cathedrale.
Yeah.
But on the building of the Cathedrale, of the nucleus of the factory, Ricardo also lives here.
Yeah.
So there are 3 floors that conform his house.
Yeah.
So he lives and works in the same place.
That's wonderful. It's for many people a dream.
Yeah.
For most of them not coming true, but for architects it's very obvious.
Usually it's very
nice.
vocational, so it's good.
For the record, when started the building?
So it was in the 70s.
In the 70s.
In 1973 until 75. So it was really 2 years of only.
Okay.
And there was a lot of deconstruction with dynamite and stuff like that. And part of the reconstruction took place, and it's said to be finished in the 75, but it wasn't completely finished. It was just part of it, but he already started living here, and the taller, as itself, the office, started working from the factory since 75.
Yeah, I heard about it. That's still the construction side, but I'm not sure if this true. Maybe it's because an architect still has ideas to change something.
How he built the factory was a lot of walking through it and deciding. And it was on-site construction, on-site decision. Yeah. So it was a lot of things that later changed and that weren't built correctly. Most of the things weren't completely planned. Yeah. So it's quite the dream of an architect to be like, oh no, he did this.
So it was kind of iterative, just to great.
Yes.
But this, you could say it's finished now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of years, so it
has a very expensive maintenance because it's a building that wasn't made to be office or home. Yeah. But it's the spaces that exist haven't been changed for years now. Yeah. And sometimes we have minor changes, but not really. Like we paint it, we do stuff like that, maintenance, but not really any reformation that takes big deal of time.
I find it quite interesting because there's a lot of new architecture in Spain which was built in the 90s and especially the start of the 2000s, but Ricardo Bofill wasn't on my map a long time. It's an area or time period, 70s, 80s, early 90s, which was so, he was very early of this kind of architecture and postmodern style. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes.
Yeah, like the building itself is postmodern, but it's a mix between surrealism and brutalism. Because of the big cement walls. Yeah. And we are right now in the staircase that is in one of the silos. Yeah. And the staircase connects 4 floors of offices. The first floor is his office. Yeah. And then we have the second, third floor and a sub-level underground, half underground floor that is a 3D and video room, and then we have modeling, printing room. Nice. And we're gonna go.
Sounds like a fun place to work.
Yes, it is. It's very complete. We have everything we need in this actually huge space.
I wasn't aware, or I wasn't sure if there are actual projects right now because Ricardo is not the youngest one, as you could say.
He's active in all the projects. He works every day. He's on top of the projects. Yeah.
He's 80, or I'm not sure.
78, I think.
Yeah. It's great to work this long. It keeps you young. I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great.
I think so too.
Wonderful.
And he's loves architecture, so it's his life mostly.
So he lived a bit months ago. I wanted to be an architect, but it never happens.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You wanted to be an architect?
As a child.
Okay.
I always looked at the roofs and the construction way of building things. Yeah. So I wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
That never happened. Then I wanted to be a radio moderator. That neither happened. And now I'm doing a podcast about architecture. So that's two of these things coming together.
Yeah, it's the best thing, no? Yeah.
So it's a great hobby.
Okay, so we are in one of the office floors. Yeah. You can see we are in the distributor right now. We just entered through one of the silos from the staircase. And we are in a space that used to be exterior, didn't exist. And when he put in the floors, he created the arcs to bring in light, but closed off the space. We see that in most of the space, he left these high ceilings, so you have the feeling that you are in the old space. Yeah. So it's a little bit as if you were in the real silos or the real factory.
Yeah. So it's just between the silos connections inserted.
Exactly. Yeah. This silo is just a office of the main architect of the floor.
Yeah.
Now we changed a little bit the way we work, but he still has the office, and we have multiple chief architects.
Yeah.
So it's not only one per floor.
May I take a picture over here?
Yeah. So we work in a common space, and we divide it a little bit by silos. So by the cylindrical spaces, we have teams that work on projects, on several projects. Now China has taken over. It's a project that we're building a city in China.
Okay.
Or it's a competition, but like basically this is the space, and in the middle we have a meeting table that we use to get together just between us.
So it's a little bit of the opposite from the floor. It's open space, but not a connected space. It's an open space.
Yeah.
So you've got more and interesting room.
Yeah.
Interesting feeling.
Yes.
You can hear the
noise.
Maybe the noise, but you can hear the whole, the atmosphere of the room.
Yeah.
The acoustics are interesting.
Yeah. When you're in one silo, it depends what silo you hear.
Yeah.
So you hear very loud the other silo, maybe someone next to you don't hear as loud, but because of the echo of the room,
reflections, very interesting,
we can go to the third floor, which is very similar, or basically the same.
Maybe you could talk a little bit about Walden.
About Walden?
Because I've got an appointment right after this to see this building too. I will do another episode in this another building.
Okay.
And
so you're visiting Walden as well?
Yeah,
okay.
at 12 o'clock. And I understand this happened more or less at the same time.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. So Walden was in the territory or in the land of the factory.
Yeah.
So Ricardo bought it to sell it. And he built it. It was a little bit of a project that he was experimenting with. The office used to be very experimental in the 70s, especially. Or philosophers, writers, and it was a different mix. And it was the Walden is an expression of the politics, ideals of the time. It's the idea that society can live without any class boundaries. And the idea was that you could get a unit of I think 30 square feet, 30 square meters, or you could buy 3. So someone with the economical possibility of buying 3 units could live next to one that has the only possibility of buying 1. And then every service possible, from laundry to cafes, cigarette store, everything would be in Walden. So you could go and just live there completely with all services and all needs taken care of.
It was finished in the same time?
In the same time.
In the 70s?
I mean, a little bit later, but yeah. And the idea actually was that the whole lot of the existing factory would have different Waldens, or not different Waldens, but it would be the same concept community. We have a model downstairs that I will show you, and you will see, take pictures of what the idea was.
I think it's very interesting. It's a quite unique building which is timeless, and you can't compare it to anything else here. But we'll hear about it a little bit later, and I think in the next episode. But I like to see the models because the ideas happened here in this building. So
exactly.
Great.
So here you have. Now we're in the third floor of the office. And another main architect. It's really the distribution of the space is very similar, the same.
So it's always one architect and the team on the same floor. You can collaborate.
It's changed a lot. It's become a little bit different. Like there's different chief architects and the project managers. But the two that have the offices are the one that has been here for the longest. And are associates of Ricardo. And actually the chief architect in this office, he lives in Walden, and the chief architect downstairs, he lives in the office as well. Because there is 4 other silos that have apartment buildings. Apartments, there's 3 apartments. And the family uses them to for their kids or for their family members or friends. Even clients come and stay over in the apartments.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have everything like a big little city.
Yeah.
A big city, yeah.
Exactly.
So, take some pictures.
We can go up this way.
Oh yeah. There's somebody else.
Pardon.
Okay.
So, yeah, so the whole office, or not the office so much, but the residence of Ricardo, he has a bunch of roof gardens, and from here we can see them a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, the whole idea of the factory, for him, the factory was to mix nature with the industrial, with the cement, and to kind of recover or transform the cement into a natural or a more natural
environment. Yeah.
So a lot of the maintenance is introducing plants and gardening in the office, which is funny, but it's one of the biggest or the most important parts of the office is to maintain the nature inside or surrounding it.
I like the colors between the green nature and the concrete, and then Walden in the back.
Yeah.
It's a very reddish building.
Yeah.
As most of the buildings are a little bit in the red tint.
Yeah.
It's nice colors.
Yeah.
And the blue
Actually,
sky, of course. Yeah.
And what I love about Walden is the interior. It's green and blue.
Yeah.
And you just walk in and see and changes completely. It has nothing to do the inside space to the outside red.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
I saw some pictures, but sometimes you have to see things in real because of the freedom.
A lot of times you can't really imagine a space by pictures. It's very difficult, and the feeling that it gives you, it's completely different.
Yeah. So just stand on the top of the silos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been on the top of We've been on the top of the 6 silos that have the offices only.
Yeah.
And then there's 4 more that are the apartments. But now we are gonna visit the underground level of the office silos, and we have there a basement with the archive as well, and modeling room, printing room, 3D and room, because we have the team of 3D and rendering. They work from the bottom floor, from the basement. Sorry, the staircase, when you go all the way down, it's eternal.
It's like in a cathedral.
Yes.
The old ones are much narrower. And so are some connections to old architecture.
Yes. So we arrived. Well, this light, maybe you can open the light here.
Okay.
So what Ricardo really wanted to do was bring light into the basement, and you don't feel like you're in a closed underground space, but actually the grass isn't to the level of the window. The window is right on the glass, but you can still feel a lot of natural light.
Yeah, that's true. So the layout is similar to the above levels, but it feels different because.
But this one is different because it mixes both areas of the silos. So it's not only the 6th one, but I feel like it's the 10 silos, actually.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah.
And now down here, the factory used to have about 8 kilometers of tunnels, and there is a bunch of underground space that we maintained and we use for the archive.
Wow. Okay.
We are entering the modeling room, and here we have a technician that he does all the models mostly for competitions or projects that are public. The client asks for models.
Yeah, as here's a big light window.
Yeah, so this is an example of how Ricardo wanted to bring use to the bottom floors with the skylights, and it's very effective because this feels like one of the brightest rooms and it's underground.
Yeah. They're even coming plants.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, no?
They're fighting
Yeah.
back. This is, wonderful.
Okay, we can go this way. Watch your head.
Yeah.
And watch your step.
Okay.
So the steps are some different sizes. It's not perfection, but here there are some of the rooms that have the archive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also very convenient to have the archive here because this is a space that is fresh all year long, and most of the plants are just better maintained with this temperature than not. And it's a bunch of over 50 years of drawn plants by hand, so
it's all there. Yeah.
It's all there.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a treasure.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you feel the light. It's very different space.
It's hard to take pictures for our listeners. We have got the picture gallery, but you may look at the pictures, but it's hard to get
It's hard to get the feeling through.
I try my best, but
I
think it won't be so easy.
No.
Sometimes, this view, I just took a picture through a window above, which looks like a 60s, 70s science fiction image from some movies or paintings.
That's true.
Which I like very much.
This is aesthetic,
utopian style,
So now we are gonna go to the Kathedrale, which is the public space of the residence, we could say, but it's not a part of the residence, but it's right on the bottom of the residence. And this space we use to greet clients, to have special meetings, anything. We've had some events. We have rented the space before as well.
Yeah.
But as you can see, here is the kitchen of the house.
Yeah.
Right in the entrance. But most of the rest of the house is like you have different floors at different levels. They're not so much defined, but they're mixed, a lot of mezzanines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting.
There's always this Romanic style of the doors and
with the arcs.
Which is like churches too. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This is.
Wait, I'm gonna. ¿Dejo abierto? Vale.
I'm a little speechless.
Yeah, this space.
I saw pictures of this space, but it's nothing compared to the reality.
It's emotional. You get the feeling you're.
Yeah, so we should try to describe it a little bit for the listeners.
What's that?
We should try to describe it a little bit. Maybe you can say about the room concept.
So of course.
Yeah.
As you can see, this space, or not, but whatever, used to be the nucleus of the factory. What does that mean? Here's where the big machinery could mix the products and turn the powder into cement.
Yeah.
And where all the packaging took place, and it was taken out of the factory. So we still have some machinery left of the factory, and it's a very high ceilings. We have almost 8 or 9 meters of more, 10 meters of ceiling space. There are some areas that have different levels because of different procedures that the factory had. This was a partly open space and has been the architect has closed it with some glass, but the same feeling remains. It has been barely untouched to what it used to be. You can still see the metallic, signage and elements that have been here since the factory.
Yeah, it's very rough, very unpolished, but in a way wonderful polished too.
Yeah. And a lot of people ask us, is the cement painted in orange?
Yeah.
No, the cement, when it has the age that this cement has on the walls, it rusts and it creates this orange.
It's a steel in the cement which comes out.
Yeah. So in the end of the room there is a piano and a Gaudi chair. It's
Yeah.
Very.
I can imagine this room has a very great acoustics.
Yeah.
Maybe you can imagine a bit.
I mean, we have white, very high floor-to-ceiling curtains that I feel help a lot with the acoustics and also make the room more beautiful.
It's one of these rooms you won't leave.
Yeah. No, everyone wants to stay and just enjoy the time. And at the end of the room, we have one of the models of Walden.
Yeah.
And so this was the ideal project for Ricardo. And
this was the original idea?
The original idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was more than...
So it was 2 other Waldens or similar Waldens and then other low-rise buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to use the rest of the factory as communal areas for people that lived in Walden or in the buildings. And the center of so it's a lot that has the factory maybe not the main entrance, but one side of the project is the factory, and then the rest are the Walden, and in the center is the rest of the factory that would be used as residential area, as communal spaces for different activities.
So it's the biggest Walden which is built, or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Other ones are.
I mean, you could say there's a mix between low-rise and high-rise buildings, but the biggest units, I guess, I don't know how to explain this, but
they are not this dense. The
exactly.
2 other big ones have a bigger, what's called patio.
Exactly.
The inside is open.
Yes.
More open than
just
the
like more open than the Walden,
yeah.
Than the actual one.
Yeah, looks like science fiction, even it's 50 years old.
Yeah, it does. And we could see the furniture in the room is all created by Ricardo except for the chairs and the Gaudi, for the Vita chairs. But for a different project that he was asked to do in the beginning, a lot of projects, he was asked to make furniture. And these are some of the furniture.
It's interesting, a lot of architects do also furniture, even if this is a different kind of art, of thing you create,
It's I feel like it's very related. It's like the technical and the creative skill are mixed as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe why, no? It's a small version of architecture with a different use. But
it's I don't know the word. It's a complete approach.
Exactly.
Whole approach.
Approach, yeah.
Or ganzheitlich in German. It's you do everything and have every detail in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're walking now to the end of the room where the piano is. That we have several models of other projects that we did at the office and of the factory. So that is the full size of the real factory that used to exist.
Looks like a city on water because it has this.
Yes, it had so many underground parts.
Yeah.
And the other models we can see is the airport of Barcelona.
Yeah.
And the W Hotel of Barcelona.
Oh yeah, I know this. And the airport is built too, yeah? I'm not sure if I was... No, I will fly from this airport tomorrow, but I never have been to it. No, not until now.
Okay.
I have been to Girona and the smaller ones, but I will see this airport tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're good to know.
You will like it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Very bright airport. And here we have another model that is a section model of the airport. And
okay. Mm-hmm. It's a gate.
It's a gate, yeah exactly.
Gate. So we can duplicate the gates. Yeah. I'm a little bit speechless. It's very impressive.
This room makes this.
Yeah.
You don't know how to take everything in.
It's very different to the silos.
Completely.
The one is work. This one is more calming.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Yeah. Here you bring the clients, you have the meeting, and they're like, you speechless, and they're like, okay, You know, let's do it. And
At the end, you will sign every deal. Just kidding.
I feel like if they come here, they do.
Yeah. Maybe it's part of the mystery for the success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's an area right out of the cathedral.
Yeah.
That is a little bit of a mix between a Japanese and a rainforest tropical garden.
Okay, wow.
And this is like the biggest example of mixing industrial and nature. So there's a lot of parts in the factory that have, for example, an arc just cut into this storage space of the factory, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but is there to show maybe also that he was planning and might have been wanting to do something in this space, but eventually didn't do it. So it's a little bit of how it worked.
It's kind of an echo. Kind of an echo
of the rest of the building.
Rest of the style. And, wow. I'm so impressed. I forget to make pictures for the listeners. And I'd love to see Walden from over here.
Yeah.
So there's a connection between the La Fábrica and Walden.
And the Walden.
It's quite interesting. I'm not sure if you see Apple Maps with the 3D mode.
Yes.
You can explore the area.
Earth, no? Yeah.
Because Barcelona is completely scanned in 3D.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to play around with this, with Walden and the Fábrica.
Nice.
Yeah. So they get an impression of
I've never tried it actually.
I can show you maybe sometime.
Yeah.
It's on iPhone possible to do.
On Google Earth you can do it, no?
Yeah. It's same but different. They use different techniques, so it's somehow more precise.
Google Earth is more precise, no? Or another.
I think Apple's more precise because
what's it called?
Apple Maps.
Apple Maps.
Yeah, because they're scanning the cities through flyovers with helicopters. So it's only selected cities, but it's more precise in these areas.
Okay.
Google has the whole world, which is great too, but it's a different approach. I think it's made in a different way.
That's amazing.
So if someone can't come over here, it's a good suggestion to use Apple or Google Maps.
Apple Maps.
Yeah. Maybe I should do a study in architecture and write application for your place, but then I will be in my 50s, I think. So.
Okay, if you want.
So, it's really world building.
It's really what?
World building, building a small world, which is its own, own set of aesthetics. Yeah. So
I'm gonna show you now a little bit of the facade, maybe better, so you can have a look because.
No, like as in you. It's fine.
Another garden. And here are the bulbs. Glass.
So.
Wow. Yeah.
This is a little bit different, the silos from the outside. And this is the olive garden.
Yeah.
And then up this way we have a view of how the cathedral looks.
Yeah.
Together with the silos.
Yeah, it's epic.
Yeah.
And it's very timeless. It's you can't say if it's built in the 80s, 70s, 90s or 20s if you want. It's a bit of everything.
Yes.
The hanging plants. What's this, the hanging gardens of Babylon or some biblical stuff? There is something about hanging gardens and...
It's possible. It's a little bit...
I'm not sure it's Babylon, but I read it as a child and there's something about hanging gardens.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I'm not sure completely. I can't sign on that. But
maybe we'll provide a link in the podcast because we're talking without knowledge. But there's something I can put something in the show notes. We call it. So Wow.
So yeah.
So church has silos, yes.
The church has silos as well, and they have some offices, and then on top of some parts of the house as well.
There are 6 silos on the right for the working place, studios.
Exactly. The 4 silos that are the apartments, and then the rest is the factory.
Yeah.
I am in the cathedral that has residences, the cathedral room, and different rooms for offices of the wife of Ricardo, which she takes the interior design department.
Ah, okay.
And this right now what we are seeing is the interior design department.
Yeah.
But it's right on the edge, and then the rooms on top are part of the house.
Yeah.
And this white cube covered by arcs is another room of the house, and it's quite a large house actually, but interesting to see different levels.
It has some roof gardens too, I think.
Exactly.
It looks like that from here. Yeah.
I want to ask, 1 second, Vanessa, if maybe we could take you there, because it's worth you talking about this space as well. We usually don't take visits. Well, I've been there twice.
Oh.
In his living room, because it's his living room, obviously.
Yeah. I don't want to intrude, but if something possible, it would be nice.
I'm gonna ask. Okay, so the thing is, we cannot go into his office because he's working. We cannot go in the apartments because one is closed and used to be the office of someone that there's full of bags and stuff that we can't go. And the other one, they're doing they're restoring. And the other one is of the architect that lives.
Yeah. So
we can't.
Fully understand.
Yeah. So I'm quite sorry, but it's not possible.
It's no problem. Maybe if I'm back in a town, and I can ask again.
Exactly.
Because,
and also like Serena, it's her house, one of the apartments, so she could take you there, and that would be.
From Serena.
From Serena.
Okay.
Yeah, it's her house.
But it's completely understandable. If I would have unannounced visitors, it's not always the best time.
Exactly.
So completely.
No,
fine.
but we are very open to everyone coming and visit. Okay.
Yeah. So we.
Maybe I can show you.
Yeah.
Another part of the facade from these gardens here.
Yeah. So maybe we can use this for a little bit of end of part 1.
Okay.
I will do another episode at Walden.
Okay.
I've got an appointment in 10 minutes over there. So
at Walden?
Yeah, at 12 o'clock.
We're almost done. I'm just going to show you a view.
Let's combine should speak
Okay.
last words for this episode. Kind of.
From my point, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I feel welcome everyone to come and visit. It's beautiful and definitely worth coming here.
So it's possible to just write an email and see
yes.
Because it wasn't clear at all.
The thing is, we rather have people that are architects or architecture students or are involved in some way with the architectural world, or at least the office or my boss rather have this type of people come, because you are entering an office where people are working, and usually the respect is different if you are an architect or involved in architecture than if you are a common person from the street. But we also welcome people.
Yeah, you can ask every time, and then you have to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. That's nice.
A lot of times recently we've had a painting of this facade, and we didn't want visits during that time because we had maintenance.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Most of the time it's possible to come and visit. And
it's nice from here.
Yeah.
Looks like a little bit more, I'm not sure what's the word, it's like in Miami or in the beaches. So.
Okay. With the palm trees.
Yeah, it looks more like holiday.
Yeah. Possibly. Today is a very beautiful day, so it helps with the light.
Good light, not too warm.
Yeah.
So I can say thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
For this nice.
And thank you for coming.
Visit,
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to the next building, and so at the airport tomorrow.
And the airport tomorrow,
Thank you very much. So for listeners, take a look at the pictures. I try to capture as much as possible. If you like to see it for real, just write an email to Ricardo Buffel's office.
Exactly, from the website.
Yeah, from the website, and then something may be possible.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Until next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.